Somewhere out there, a civilization far older than ours may have already finished what we're only beginning to imagine. A machine so large it doesn't orbit a star. It swallows one whole. Stay until the end, because what astronomers found circling one real star should not exist. What if I told you that within a few centuries, a civilization could wrap an entire star in a cage of solar panels and never run out of power again? This isn't science fiction anymore. This is engineering, and the blueprints already exist. Somewhere between fantasy and physics lies a category of construction so vast, so audacious, that we don't even have a proper word for its scale. We call them megastructures, machines the size of planets, built not for a city but for a civilization. And if humanity ever hopes to outlive its sun, outgrow its planet, or simply survive the next 10,000 years, we may have no choice but to build them. Let's start with the most famous concept of all, the Dyson sphere. Physicist Freeman Dyson didn't imagine a solid shell that would collapse under its own gravity. Instead, he proposed a swarm, millions of independent solar collectors, each orbiting the sun like a self-sufficient satellite, together capturing a meaningful fraction of a star's total energy output. Think of it like this. Right now, humanity uses the energy equivalent of catching a single raindrop in a hurricane. A Dyson swarm would mean catching the entire storm. The numbers are almost impossible to comprehend. Our sun radiates roughly 400 septillion watts of energy every second. Humanity, even at our most industrious, uses less than 1/billionth of 1% of that. A civilization capable of harvesting even a tiny slice more would leap forward not by decades, but by entire technological eras. Power enough to terraform worlds, fuel interstellar probes, or run computations we can't yet imagine. But energy is only step one. The next leap is living space. Enter the O'Neill cylinder, a rotating habitat kilometers long, spinning fast enough to simulate gravity through centrifugal force. Inside, you wouldn't see a spaceship. You'd see valleys, rivers, weather systems, an inverted world where the sky curves upward and continues on the other side. Some designs propose habitats housing millions of people, built not on a planet, but suspended in the emptiness between worlds. And then there's the structure so extreme it borders on the theoretical edge of material science, the ring world. A band of matter encircling a star at roughly the distance of a planet's orbit, spinning for artificial gravity, with a surface area that could dwarf millions of Earths. The catch? No known material is strong enough to survive the tension. We would need something stronger than steel by orders of magnitude, a material humanity hasn't even synthesized in a lab yet. Here's a question worth sitting with. If a civilization gains the power to reshape entire star systems, to dismantle moons for material, to cage suns for energy, does it still have the right to call itself natural? Or does it become something else entirely? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Here's where the story takes a turn nobody expected. In 2015, astronomers studying a star called KIC 8462852, nicknamed Tabby's star, noticed something bizarre. Its light dimmed erratically by up to 22%, in patterns no natural phenomenon could easily explain. For a moment, serious scientists entertained an extraordinary hypothesis. Could this be a partially built Dyson swarm, evidence of an alien megastructure already under construction? The mystery deepened before it resolved. Follow-up studies eventually pointed toward an uneven cloud of dust and comet debris as the more likely culprit. But here's the twist that should unsettle you. For the first time in modern astronomy, alien megastructure was treated as a legitimate scientific hypothesis, not a punchline but a real line item on a research paper. The line between engineering and fantasy had quietly moved. Perhaps the real question isn't whether we could build megastructures. It's whether any civilization that survives long enough to need them ever stays the same species that started building. Because to rule a galaxy, you don't just need bigger machines. You need to become something the universe has never seen before. The stars are waiting. The only question is who gets there first and what they'll have become by the time they do. If this made you look at the night sky differently, hit subscribe and join us on the cosmic horizon. Like this video if you want more, and tell us in the comments, would you want to live inside a megastructure, or does it sound like a beautiful cage?